Here in this video number 4 out of 26, we will be working with how to get inputs directly from a user and take that input in and then use it in a program. And we will try to make 2 examples where we use it. We will make a simple calculator that adds 2 values input from a user and then returns the result. And we will also try to do what's called a Mad Libs game, where you can kind of have some words input for a user and it adds them into different sentences in a funny way. So there will be 2 examples where we try to work with input from users.
Hey and welcome here. I'm Torkild Brunsnes, and this is Python Learning by Doing. I strongly believe that learning by doing, that's the way that works the best. It is for me, I can tell you. So try to follow this, these chapters here and do what I'm showing on the screen. Follow it on your own computer. And when you have gone through all the different chapters, I promise you, you will be an excellent programmer. Well, let's grab a cup of coffee. And then let's just get going.
Here for this 4th video, I will still be using the same file called variable.py. I've just deleted all content again, like in the other chapters. But now we're trying to look at how do we get input from a user. And it's quite simple. There is a function here called input. And that's the basic function for getting input from a user. And here we can say, what is the text we want to prompt the user with when they have to get their input? So this will be a text string we put in here. So citation mark. And we can say, what is, or type your first name. That's what we will be asking people. Type your first name. And then after that, we will make a variable called name. And you remember, with variables, we write name and then equals. And then this time we set it equal to the input. The input from the user. And it was called type your first name. And we want this here in citation marks. And it has to be your. Type your first name. Then afterwards we want to print it. And to be able to see that we actually just don't print the name, but that we actually print the input, then we put a little bit of text in front here and then say hi, and then plus name plus, and then we want one of these here. Oh, there should be a plus there. I think that's correct now. So let's try to run this, see what happens. And see down here now, it prompts me for my first name, and that's my first name, Torkild. Oh yeah, it's simply because I have the input twice here. So let me just delete one of the lines here. Okay. So now we have name, input your first name, and then print hi name, and then the citation mark. So let's try it. Type your first name. I type in my name, Torkild, and then it says hi and my name after. And you can see it's missing a space there, so we can try to enter a space here to make it look nicer. And then let's try to run it again. Oh. Typing the wrong place here. And look how it is now. Looks perfect. Okay, we will now try to make a simple calculator that takes the input from the user, two different numbers, and then we want the program to add these two numbers together and return the result. So we need two number input functions here. So let's say we just use what we already had here. Instead of name, we will say, we call it number 1. And then we say input, and we say enter first number. Enter first number. And then we can repeat this here. And we can make a number 2. And we say enter second number. And then now we want to add these two numbers together. So we can make something here we call result. We define a variable called result, and we set that equal to, and now it was obvious to say number 1 plus number 2. But that's not good, because you know what we are doing up here, we are entering text strings, not numbers. You see here, that is actually, that's in citation marks. So these are text strings. So you can't add two text strings together. So what we need to do here is we need to convert these here to numbers. And to do that, you can put the integer function here in front of each of these numbers. And then we say int. That's the integer value of it. And now instead we have the whole number. So let's try to run this here and see what happens. Oh, so of course we need print result. Oh, come on. Okay, so let's try to run it. And we say 4, and the second number 7, and it returns 11. But this here I can make not work, because what if I go in here and say 3.2 and 7.8. Now these are decimal values. And see, now we have a problem. And that's because I'm using the integer value up here. Instead, I can use something else. There's another function called float. And that allows me to use decimal values. So by using that, now we should be able to do that. So I can say 3.2 and 9.6 and 12.8. So now that works. We'll now try to make a little Mad Libs game, and some of it here from the last example we cannot use, so we'll delete that. But it's basically a game where we will ask for, let's say, 3 different words input by the user, and then we will return these words into 3 sentences. So when they input the word, they don't know how it will be put into a sentence, and you can get something that's a bit fun. So let's say the first, let's say we ask for a color. And then we can say input, and we say enter a color. And the next here, we can say plural noun, and enter a plural noun. And we can make one more here, and we can make one called celebrity. And we say input and we say enter a celebrity. Okay, so that's the input side of it. And now we then need to make the print side of this here. So down here we can say print. And print we say, we can say my house is, and then we want plus the color. Okay, and we make another one. Just copy this. And we say print, and here we will take we'll print the plural noun plus and then we can say very smelly. And we can say, I am a big fan of, and then we take the celebrity variable. And that should be basically it. So let's try to run this here. So, and there's a spelling color, but that's okay. Enter a color, we say red, enter a plural noun, roses, and there's a P. I think so, something like that. And there is still something wrong. Okay, there are a few small. Yeah, it should be a color. This has to be plural noun. And celebrity input print. I think that's it. So now it should run. So let's try again. So enter a color, red, plural noun, roses, and Michael Jackson. And it definitely does a part of it. My house is red. And then let's see. Exit code 1, line 10, print, and this should be a plus. Okay, let's try again. Red. Stop and read. And we say red, and we say dogs, and we say Michael Jackson. Still something wrong. There's a spelling error there. Plural, no. It's very sensitive. And let's try again. So blue, cat, what should we take? We take Trump. So now it works. My house is blue, cats are very smelly, I'm a big fan of Trump. Okay.
That concludes this chapter of Python Learning by Doing. Make sure that you follow all the following chapters and go through the entire series. Also make sure to hit both the like and the subscribe buttons, because that would help me to keep creating programs like this. So thank you for doing that. And here after this there will be a link on the screen, and that will be to the next episode in this series of 26 videos. So take another cup of coffee and get ready for the next episode.